Good morning. I apologize that the lighting is terrible, but we're gonna be really quick. Today is September 1st, which means that I'll be starting Becca's Bookoplathon. If you haven't gone and watched my TBR video, go watch it now because I'm going to be starting one of those books today, / have already started one. Oops. I'm gonna talk to you guys more about that later. I just thought I'd do a really quick check-in in the morning, and I'll see you soon. Hello, welcome to the normal time of the day. I'm Amanda. I didn't do my intro properly earlier. I ran into a slight problem today. First off, the two books that I was first rolling for, I decided I want to read both physically, at least to start out. I might try to do like 50 to 100 pages of Divergent and then finish up with the audiobook. I don't know. So I need to re-roll because I need a new audiobook, and I was at work and I needed a new audiobook. So I started a new audiobook. It's something that I need to read for a group. So I'm gonna roll right now and hope that I can make it work. My plan is to roll 3 rolls because I have a few group books. I actually have more than 3, but I have a few group books that I need to read this month, and if I can roll and get all of those, or at least some of those, in right now, then I'll be set to like read them throughout the month instead of doing what I was planning on doing, where I roll every single time I finish a book, because some of these books are going to be read throughout the entirety of the month, if that makes sense. So I left off on LGBTQ plus representation. I have my dice. Let's 11? That's so big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 own voices. Second roll is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Set in the present. And the third and final roll for right now is, you can't see that, it was a 9, trust me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, lowest rated. Okay, well, this messed me up. Okay, so here's what I wanted to happen with that. I wanted an excuse to be able to justify the fact that I just started Pet Sematary. And I also wanted a reason to be able to start Words of Radiance and Mistborn and A Memory Called Empire, because I'm reading all 4 of those kind of with people this month. I also, though, was able to make those roles work out. So for own voices, I'm going to be listening to the audiobook The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin, which is a book I've been promising a friend I will read for the past 2 months. So finally getting around to doing that, and it's pretty short, so I'll get through it quickly. After that, I'm going to be using Present Day for Pet Sematary, which I'm reading with Olivia Reads a Latte over on her Discord. I'm helping moderate the group, that's why I said we. I'm gonna use it as present day because when I was looking at all of my books, everything else takes place way longer ago. I know this takes place in 1983, but like I've already started it. This is how far I'm into it, and I need an excuse to use it on this board. And when you look at the rest of the stuff I read, this is present day compared to Mistborn. And then finally, my lowest rated book. I'm not doing all books on my TBR shelf because I don't have the ability to go out and get any book that I could possibly have on that shelf. So I just looked at the books that I own already and I did the ranking thing, and the lowest book on there was Wilder Girls, which is a book I just picked up like last week. I have the audiobook for it and I'll be listening to it very soon. I'm not upset with any of those books. I want to read all of them this month anyways. I'm just kind of upset because I wanted to read The Killing Moon and Wilder Girls later in the month. Guess I'm reading them now though. Welcome to end of day 1, September 1st. I was vlogging for a different video all of today, so you didn't get much content with me, but here's how my day went. I started and finished Divergent by Veronica Roth. I'm vlogging this for a whole entire video that'll be coming out at the end of the month, so stay tuned to learn my thoughts and opinions about this book then. This was a reread for me. Last time I read it, I was in middle school. I have since graduated college. I then started and read 10 chapters of Pet Sematary, which is a reread as well for me. I was supposed to read 15 chapters by the end of this week, so I'm gonna try to knock out the next 5. Honestly, I'm gonna knock out probably like way more than 5 tomorrow, and I'll be set with that. I did read this book earlier this year for the first time and I loved it. So I'm a little disappointed that I'm rereading another book in the same year again, because this year has just been full of me rereading books that I've already read this year. And then I didn't manage to read any of it today, but I am still 60 pages into The Tiger's Daughter. I am loving this book. I think this might be a 5-star read, but it is kind of slow, and sometimes I enjoy slow books. Memory Called Empire. So I might buy the audio for this because I have an extra credit on Audible just to help me get through it, but I'm really loving it. I then also rolled 2 more rolls so I know which audiobooks I'm going to be listening to next. I'm gonna try to only do so much of Stephen King every single day. So when I'm done with that, I think tomorrow, I'm really trying to decide whether or not I'm going to start Wilder Girls or if I'm going to start The Killing Moon. I'll let you know. Both of them are pretty dang short. I'll get done with them honestly before Friday. Hello, welcome back to the vlog. You haven't left, I've left. Today's Tuesday. So this morning I did my listening to Pet Sematary. I listened to 6 chapters because that got me actually just 1 chapter past where I was supposed to be for Friday. I just kind of want to do 10 chapters a day if I can. I then needed to pick up another book, so I picked up Wilder Girls while I was at work, and I am loving it, really enjoying it. It's got some great vibes. It's like actually physically upsetting my stomach while I'm listening to it in certain parts, and I'm loving that. Don't know if I can recommend the book, but I'm enjoying it for the horror aspects that are in it. I think I'm gonna finish that up today because I only have like 3 hours left in the audiobook on ×2 speed, so that should be pretty easy. I'm going over to my parents tonight for dinner, so I have like 5 hours until I need to do that, and I don't really have a ton of plans, so that can be accomplished. I also forgot completely yesterday while I was trying to re-roll that I have an arc that I'm doing a video for next Friday, and I need to be listening to the audiobook right now. So I think I'm gonna do some more rolls and see if I can get that book put in, because I need to listen to it and rate it and do a video for it all before next Friday. Hi, so I'm back from the pool and I have officially finished Wilder Girls. So I'm about to do my rolls with you guys, but I wanted to really quickly talk to you about the book that I just finished. I have no clue what I'm gonna rate this. I'm working on Cowpile right now while I talk to you because that's how I do things now, apparently. I really enjoyed the book, but I don't think I liked the plot, and that's really hard for me to figure out what I'm gonna rate it, because the first like 30% of the book would have been a 5-star, but there were definitely large chunks of the book that were 3 stars or less. And so I think before I do any of my Cowpile stuff, I think it's going to be a 4-star. So this is a lot of people describe it as a female, I just forgot the name of the book. Oh my God, it's not Call of the Wild. It's the one with all the boys and they're fighting and there's only boys on an island, and what the hell is the name of that book? Oh my God, I just had it in my head. I'm gonna put it on the screen because I'm totally blanking right now. So it's like a all-female cast of these girls who are stuck in this island boarding school where this, like, I believe the best way to describe it would be an awful disease has broken out and it has caused most of the adults to die and all of the girls to have this genetic mutation, and it is different in every single girl what happens. So there's this one girl who has lost her eye. There's another girl who has like 2 spines, and then there's this girl with like this scaly hand and her hair glows. So there's like all these weird mutations. They're in a lot of pain. The mainland knows about them being there and is just like leaving them there, saying that they're working on a cure, and kind of just delivers food every once in a while so that the girls don't starve to death. But the amount of food is very limited, so we see them kind of trying to survive through most of the book. But then it gets to this weird part where one of the girls gets taken. She gets taken to an infirmary, and then we don't hear from her. The main girls don't hear from her for a while. We do follow that girl's POV, so we know what's happening to her. They don't hear from her for a while, and they're starting to basically try to put together more clues about what's actually happening to them. And so I really loved that side of things. Now the other girl's POV, I at first was really interested in it, but the way it ended, I hated it. I just felt like she was dumb and it was illogical and she wasn't making good decisions. They built up this whole entire part where she talks about in her past, her childhood, how she used to crave attention and how she used to lie a lot to her mom and everyone around her so that she'd get attention. And then she like didn't keep making decisions that way. She started making decisions for other reasons. I mean, I know characters can be rounded and don't have to always be the way they are, but it just didn't feel like her near the end. And then there's this whole entire scene, no spoilers, where there's a bear. A lot of the stuff in this book did like make me feel intense, and I was loving it because I oftentimes don't feel scared when I'm reading horror. But the whole entire scene with the bear didn't scare me. I'm not afraid of bears. I've come, not face to face, but I've come up against bears in real life. Many times from a car, many times you see them like a good distance away and you just back up slowly, especially because they reference that the bear they were fighting is a black bear. And they even say in the book, something that I've been taught because I live near woods, is that if you come up to a black bear, you're supposed to get really big. You're supposed to scream and yell because black bears are more afraid of you than you are of them. So like, I'm not afraid of black bears. So that whole entire scene where there was bear stuff happening, I was just like, okay, but I'm not scared. The like grotesque and body horror stuff was awesome. And I felt like that could have been pushed more and like talked about more, but I also understand that a lot of people were probably already really disgusted with the book and have already voted the book down because of that stuff. But I would have liked to have seen more of it because that's the kind of stuff that was scaring me. So according to Cawpile, I am 0.1 away from it being a 4-star read. So I think I'm gonna fudge one of the numbers and just rate it like a little bit higher in one of its good categories just to get it to 4-star, because I do think that this book deserves to be 4 stars. I really use Cawpile to help like direct me into my ratings. So even though like I told you earlier, I was pretty sure what I was gonna rate it and I didn't get that number, and now I'm kind of like fudging the numbers, Cawpile is really here to help me understand how I'm going to review my books and like help give me a reason why I'm rating books the way I'm rating them. Less so is it telling me, oh, this is actually what you rated a book. So I'm going to be doing my rolling now. So I think I'm going to roll 3 times again. Okay, I know that this shot is pretty shit. I apologize. Here, let me try to get more on screen. So I just want to remind you all of where I'm at. I have rolled 5 times, and of those 5, I have read 2 of the books. So I still need to be reading The Tiger's Daughter, The Killing Moon, and Pet Sematary. Here's the board. We left off on lowest rated. Here are my dice. So let's give them a good shake. And once again, I'm gonna try to roll where you can see. 1, 2. Okay, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dark cover. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Next roll. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. POC representation. Awesome. I can definitely use that. And the third roll for right now is 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, community shelf. Okay, I gotta go get my cards. I don't have them here. Okay, so community shelf for me is just the green ones. I didn't keep them out here because I didn't think it would come up, but I was really hoping that it would happen. So I'm gonna shuffle these on camera. I was really hoping that community shelf would pop up because it's where I get to pick a prompt, and I have some really interesting prompts in here. So I'm shuffling on camera so you can tell that I'm not cheating. I have no idea which one's on top. Should I pick the top one? This doesn't quite feel right, but okay. What is this going to say? That's not it. What does it say? Read mostly outside. Okay, my hair looks so bad ever since I got back from the pool, but whatever. Let's talk about the 3 books that I picked to read. So I was super happy that dark cover showed up again, because I was actually really hoping it would show up because it fits the arc that I need to read, which, in case you don't know, is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. I'm so honored I got the opportunity to read this book early. I made it 12% through. I'm loving it. I'm going to tell you way more about it in the video next week, but I just need an excuse to read it this month with the Bookoplathon. So now I can continue on with it and not feel guilty. The next role was people of color representation, POC representation, however you want to say it. And for that, I struggled a little bit because there are like 5 books on my list that I really want to read that could fit this prompt, but I decided to continue on with something that my book club is kind of on the back burner reading together, A Torch Against the Night. I'm glad I can continue on, especially because I think that book is short enough that could be another one-day read if I really need to wrap something up quickly. Final one was the community shelf, and I had to read something mostly outside, and for this I decided it would be good for me to do another graphic novel. So I have a graphic novel off of NetGalley called Backtrack Volume 1 by Brian. I don't know if it's Jones or it's Joines, so I'm gonna assume it's Jones, and I think it's like 100 and something pages. It's a graphic novel, like I said. I believe it has something to do with like street racing, and the different stages of the race, also time travel. I'm not totally sure. The summary sounded interesting and I got it like a week ago, so honestly I might get it downloaded on my iPad and go sit on my porch and finish that up today. I have a little bit of time until I have to go to my parents', so honestly that sounds really good. Hello. So last night I went over to my parents' house for dinner. We took my nephew to get ice cream. The sunset was absolutely gorgeous. And then I never updated you. Well, I did update you, but the clip was horrible. So I haven't talked to you all. This morning I went to work. I was supposed to have this really important work meeting talking about my future at the company, and my boss had to move it. So I'm really bummed. I am currently watching a Lala vlog because she's awesome, and it just got uploaded last night after I went to bed, so catching up on that right now. Also last night I was talking to my book club, and one of the girls in my book club, hi Kendall, said that she couldn't pick which book she wanted to read, so she told all of the books that she wanted to read to her mom, and her mom like looked them up and like found out what they were about and then told her which one sounded the most interesting to her. So I was like, haha, I'm having the same dilemma. Can you do this for me? Kindle told her mom like the 4 books that I still have left on my roll. So she like looked them up on Goodreads and told her mom about them, and her mom picked out my next book that I should be reading. So I'm gonna be continuing on with To Sleep in a Sea of Stars for the rest of this week. I know I said that I was gonna read The Killing Moon next, but I think that'll be right after I finish To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, which will take me probably through Saturday, maybe Sunday, depending on how much time I have to listen to the audiobook. Hello. New day, same filming location, because I forgot to update you guys anymore yesterday, but that's honestly kind of fine because not a ton happened. I've kind of made the executive decision that I'm not going to try to marathon any of the books that I'm currently reading. I'm currently in the middle of Pet Sematary, The Tiger's Daughter, and To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, and I need to read some other ones that I rolled for Bookoplathon. I'm kind of blanking right now on what else I need to be reading. I need to be starting Mistborn next week for my book club. So normally I would try to marathon some of the books I'm currently reading so that I would have like a fresh start on Monday to start Mistborn. But I just am not in the mood to marathon any one book. So I've kind of set myself the task, the goal, whatever, to read a certain amount of every single book every single day. So for To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, I'm hoping to read 10% every single day, because I do actually have to have that done by a certain point so that I can review it and so that I can get my video review up. And then I also want to continue on with Pet Sematary, even though I need to get that finished until the end of the month. I think I just want to wrap that up at a more recent time than the 30th. So I'm going to be reading 5 to 10 chapters of that every single day. I haven't done that yet today, but I have done my part for To Sleep in a Sea of Stars today. And then The Tiger's Daughter is just kind of on hold until I finish those two, because 3 books is a lot, and I'm kind of listening to all of them right now. I was supposed to be reading The Tiger's Daughter, but I found the audiobook for $4.99 yesterday. So I got it and I got them synced. So I'm going to be reading it along while I listen to the audiobook. Have you ever heard the story of the extremely chaotic woman who just kept picking up new books even though she's already in the middle of so many other books? I'm gonna roll to see if I can get another book on my list. I rescheduled some videos that are going to be coming out this next coming month, so I really want to start one of the books for that video, but I can't bring myself to read it if it's not rolled. I'm gonna roll until I can fit it in. Okay, so we left off on lowest rated. Here are my dice. Okay, well that's a 5. And that's a 1, so 6. I started off at the wrong spot. Okay, we're gonna re-roll. I guess no, I should count that. We're gonna count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyways, that's standalone. Can't use that right now. I'll tell you what my standalone pick will be in a second. 8. Can you see that? Hopefully. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Set in the past. Great. Can't use either of those, but I have a plan for that one. 8, 9. Randomize your TBR. What does that mean? Okay, I'll tell you in just 1 minute what books I picked for those previous 2, but landing on go means I do a random number generator and then I have to pick something from my TBR based on that number. Basically, I'm supposed to go to Goodreads, but I'm not going to Goodreads. I'm doing it based off of my TBR, which I'm not showing you all this month. It's a surprise. 9 books on my TBR. I put into Google 1 through 10. If I get 10, I'm just going to use that as a roll again. So let's hit generate. Hopefully, so the number is going to be here. So watch that spot. 10. Roll again. 2. Oh. Did you hear that thunder? Oh my god. Okay, so the number is 2, which means that for that spot, I am going to be reading Words of Radiance. So let me tell you really quickly what the other 2 slots are going to be. So for Set in the Past, I'm going to be doing Mistborn, which is my book club's bonus book for this month. I have read this previously. I have loved it previously. I'm going to attempt to read it physically again. I did it the first time and it was amazing, but I listened to all the rest in the series and they were so good to listen to. But I think I want to try reading this one. But before that, I'm going to be reading a special book. And I'm not going to talk about it a lot in this video, but get excited because there will be a video coming out about it at the end of the month, and it's going to be very similar to the video about Divergent, but they're going to be different videos. I'm going to be reading A Dog's Life. Those are the next 3 rolls I have. I'm going to be figuring out something better than just rolling every single time I want to read a new book, because I can't keep doing this. Okay, so I thought I would do some of my reading outside, but it is currently raining, so don't know how effective this is gonna be. I'm gonna still attempt it. It's really loud out here. You probably can't hear a thing I'm saying. I'm gonna attempt it, but I might have to go inside really quickly. I have officially finished another book this month. I just filmed with it and I set it down. I decided to pick up and finish today A Dog's Life by Anne M. Martin. And I'm doing a whole entire video on this book. If you want to know some thoughts about the book, including what I rated it, you're going to need to check out that video, which it will be out the 3rd week of September. So stay tuned for that. But I wanted to come in and check in with you all to let you know that I have finished 1 more book this month, which puts me up to 4 books finished. So that's not bad. I still need to read a lot because I keep rolling the dice, and then I roll the dice for like 5 books, and then I read 1, and then I roll the dice again for another 5. I don't even want to do a quick recap because I feel like that's all I keep doing in this video. But tomorrow will be the last day of this week's vlog. I will be sure to let you know all of the stats and statistics then, which for you will be in 2 seconds. Yes, hello, happy birthday to me. Someone's walking by. Whatever. I'm really tired. I probably shouldn't do this clip right now, but I wanted to show you the balloons my parents got me, which say that I'm 24. Filming in my car is inconvenient. I'm gonna film you guys after I go to brunch with my parents, so I'll see you in like an hour and a half. Welcome back to the car. It's hours later. I went out and I had breakfast with my parents, and then I came back to my apartment, dropped some stuff off, went to the pool for about 30-40 minutes, and now I'm gonna go out and do some shopping. I don't have a ton of money because I'm poor now that I own my own place, but our Goodwill is like less than a mile from where I live now, and I have some ideas for some stuff I want to do for decorating / new backdrops for Instagram photos. So I'm gonna check that out and see if they have anything. And I don't know what our Goodwill's book department looks like, so I'm gonna check that out too. And if I'm still kind of in the mood to go shopping, I'll go to Barnes & Noble and walk around and attempt not to buy anything. Although there's one book I know that's there that's $9 that I might pick up. I am exhausted today. I think it's just because of how I slept last night. I didn't go to bed until midnight, and then I woke up at 9, which is plenty of sleep, but I haven't done that in years. So I think my body is a little bit confused. My car's full of balloons, my apartment's full of balloons. I know you guys can't see it. I'm going to attempt to drink this Coke Zero that my dad left at the apartment because I don't consume caffeine, but I'm so dead tired right now. I need to consume some, and I hate Coke Zero, so I thought I would take a sip on camera for you so you could see. Ugh. It's so bad. So I'm gonna try to drink at least half of this and see if it'll wake me up some more. I thought going to the pool would wake me up. I thought having breakfast would wake me up. Nothing's waking me up. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to go back to my apartment and try to nap later today before the festivities tonight. Ugh. It's like fine until after you swallow it. The aftertaste is so gross. The aftertaste is just so not Cokey. Oh, I really like classic Coke. Last night, I told you I finished A Dog's Life. I don't know how much reading I'm gonna do today because I might just kind of take the day off, but I watched 2 movies last night. I watched Mean Girls, which is amazing, such a classic. I love that movie. And then I watched Easy A, which I've seen before, but it's been years, and I've only watched it one other time and didn't love it. Definitely had some issues with the movie, and probably not where you think I would have issues with a movie. Hello, it's the end of day, September 5th, my birthday. I turned 24 today. I had overall a really, really nice day. There was definitely some weird moments throughout, but it was a really good time. Earlier, I did go to the store. I didn't find anything at Goodwill that I could use for what I wanted. So I went to Barnes & Noble and I splurged a little bit because I decided it would be my birthday celebration and everything I got was on sale. So let me show you what I got. So all of the books I picked up today are actually books I have already read. I have rated all of them very well. I am planning on rereading all of them multiple times. So I have like a list of books like that I just always kind of keep my eye out for. And since they were all reasonably priced, I picked them up. There was one more that I wanted to get today, but they didn't have it in the version I wanted, so I didn't get it. So I got Words of Radiance by Sanderson, which is a book I am going to be reading this month. I have already read it. Like I said, I've read all of these. Oh my god, I'm tired. So this will be good because I enjoyed having The Way of Kings physically in the mass market paperback when I listened to the audiobook. I am going to be listening to this audiobook, but I picked up the mass market paperback because this is a big boy and it's kind of nice to know like where you are in the book and also to be able to look up like how that person's name is spelled. I then also picked up Strange the Dreamer and The Muse of Nightmares because I love them so much, and I really wanted these covers in hardback, but they're really hard to find. The only thing that disappoints me is this is stuck on the cover. It's not a sticker, it's like part of the cover and I hate it. I think it looks dumb. And then the last 3 books I picked up were An Ember in the Ashes, A Torch Against the Night, and A Reaper at the Gates, all in paperback, which is an awesome set. I can't wait to get the 3rd one. I did just re-listen to An Ember in the Ashes last month, and I'm gonna be listening to A Torch Against the Night this month, and then hopefully Reaper at the Gates next month. I'm really excited. My book club's all reading them together, so I thought it would be really nice to have the paperbacks to flip through while I'm reading them. And this like book, like, oh my god, I just feel like they're not that, like the words are really big on the page, so I'm gonna get through these really quickly. I didn't end up reading almost anything today. I was gonna start Mistborn, didn't. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all of you. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I read down below. Joe, you're cracking me up by liking all of my status updates on A Dog's Life. I just want you to know that. I'm like actually laughing out loud every single time you like the fact that I'm reading it. So thank you. I appreciate both of you, Joes, because both of you are doing it on Goodreads. I don't remember how my outro goes, so until next time, I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye.